Welcome back. In today's episode, we're talking all about what you need to do as a healthcare business owner to grow a successful business. The information that I've got for you here is foundational. It is the key to whether your business will succeed or not. So if you are brand new, you are in the right place because you'll know all the steps to take. Or maybe you might have been in business for a little while, but growth feels a bit slow. And it's likely that one of the key areas that I'm going to take you through today is either missing or possibly you just haven't gone deep enough in it. And it might surprise you to know that I revisit each of these 5 key steps quarterly in my business so that I can continue to grow and optimize it. Now, because this is so important, I've created a PDF for you that outlines all of this and actually goes into things in a bit more detail. It's called the Master Plan, and you can download this free of charge from the link in the show notes. Okay, with that said, and wherever you are in your business journey, this episode is a good one. So let's jump in. So imagine you're planning a trip to a beautiful remote destination. You've heard about this place from friends who've been there and you're really excited about the journey ahead. But this just isn't any old trip. It's traveling winding roads. There's going to be unexpected detours and there's going to be lots of hidden gems along the way. Now, you absolutely wouldn't set off on an adventure like this without a map, would you? Whether that's a map on your phone or a route you've planned out on paper, a map provides you with a clear path. It highlights the best route to take. It highlights the points of interest and the potential detours to avoid, but it ensures that you stay on track and actually reach your destination and also enjoy the journey without any unnecessary stress or confusion. So why on earth do we start a business without a roadmap? Growing a successful healthcare business is very much like this road trip that I've just described. We are qualified healthcare professionals. We are absolute experts in our field, but we're often winging it when it comes to business. A map, I'd say, is a pretty essential guide. It outlines the steps that you need to take from laying the foundational groundwork to scaling your business. It helps you prioritize tasks. It helps you navigate challenges. It helps you seize opportunities when they arise and avoid those shiny objects and ensures that you don't miss any critical turns along the way. Without a roadmap, you might find yourself overwhelmed by the sheer volume of tasks and the complexities of running a business. It's really easy to get lost. It's really easy to take wrong turns or waste time on unimportant activities. But when you've got a roadmap to follow, you'll have a clear, sequential guide to follow. It helps you just focus on what matters most at each stage, making the journey smoother and a lot more enjoyable. So just as a well-planned road trip leads to a rewarding destination, following a structured business roadmap will lead you to a thriving, successful healthcare business as well. So that's what I'm going to describe for you right now, the roadmap and the 5 key milestones so that you're clued up on the right route to take. So let's dive in. Key milestone number 1 is defining your vision and setting the foundation. So we're going to start right at the very beginning here. And even if you've got an already established business, I want you to take a moment and just revisit this. The first step you need to take is to get really clear on why you're in business in the first place. Who do you want to help? What is your ultimate business dream? How will you help your people? What outcomes or goals or results can you help people achieve? It's essential to have a clear vision and mission to guide your journey. So ask yourself, what are you really good at? So good at that your clients or your patients, or perhaps if you're an NHS employee, say to you, thank you so much. You've truly helped me with this. I think it's also important to think about what you want to be known for as well, because if your business is successful, your name is going to become well known. So why is this important? Those of us who go into business, we have a certain entrepreneurial side, and often we are distracted by shiny objects like new projects, offers of work, collaborations, even job opportunities come your way. And before you know it, we've been sidetracked. This is me, hands up, I do this. Having a mission in mind is like your guiding light. It's what you're going to run all new opportunities through to decide whether they complement your mission, actually help you achieve what you've set out to do, or actually whether they're just a distraction. The other time it's good to remember your mission is when business gets hard. Sometimes it does. We have to make decisions that sometimes don't feel great, or worse, we might get a complaint, or someone says something nasty to us online. When you hold your mission close, it can actually help you get through these really tough times, because it will remind you why you chose to go into business and help this certain client group in the first place. It also serves as a marker to help you know when to let things go. I used to do a lot of baby nutrition and weaning work, and actually, if truth be told, I fell out of love with it. When I would think about that mission, I no longer felt that warmth or buzz of excitement that I used to get. And actually, you know what? That was a great indication to me just to let it go and move on. Now, if you're brand new to business, once you've defined your vision and your mission, it's time to lay the groundwork, like choosing your business name, purchasing your domain, decide on your website platform. You'll also need to determine your business's legal entity, set up a bank account, get all the necessary insurances, all of those sort of business admin necessities. Okay, moving on to key milestone number 2. So this is about building your brand and honing your niche. So now that your foundation is set, you can start to think about branding. So your brand is the identity of your business. And if you don't decide how you want your clients and customers to perceive your brand, they will do it for you. So it's worth spending some time on this really important aspect. So most people think that their brand is just their design, their logo, their colors, their fonts, their visuals. And yes, these do play a really important role, but there's a whole psychology linking to colors and how they influence people's purchasing decisions. But your brand goes so much deeper than this. The word I used earlier is identity, so it needs to truly represent who you are and what you do. Part of what defines your brand is your niche. Now, your niche is not your speciality. I'm a pediatric dietitian, but that is not my niche. My niche is helping extreme fussy eaters aged 18 months to 9 years eat a wider range of food, and especially those with sensory needs and psychological reasons for not eating. That is my niche. Spend some time making sure you know exactly who you help, what problem you solve for them. You can create an ideal customer avatar and then go do your market research so you know exactly the ins and outs of who they are or their demographics, but also their whys or their psychographics. So psychographics are things like their inner traits, like opinions, beliefs, values, their worries, their desires, their goals, what they're interested in, and what lifestyle choices they make. And when you put their demographics and psychographics together, you're going to get a much better understanding about your potential client, which will help you tailor your messaging and your offers to meet their specific needs. You can also conduct a SWOT analysis. So this is strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats to help you give a strategic overview of the environment that your business will operate in. Key milestone number 3 is market research and competitor analysis. So once you've got your niche defined and your brand decided and your SWOT analysis completed, it's time to dive into market research. Your work on your ideal client's demographics and psychographics is important, but it's often gleaned from what we know from social media and what's available to us online. But when you get this information directly from the horse's mouth or your clients, it really up-levels your game. So you need to truly understand what your ideal client's needs are and wants are. In fact, this is vital. Now, I'm not going to go into a whole lot of detail here because there's an entire episode on market research that you can listen to get step-by-step how-tos. That's episode number 4, and I'll link directly to it in the show notes. Our market research isn't just about our potential clients. We also need to look at our competitors as well. See what other people in your field are doing well and where there might be gaps that you can fill. Now, I want you to look outside of your profession here. So, for example, I'm a dietitian, but there's plenty other people who are nowhere near as qualified to the same level as me selling footy eating services. So visit your competitors' websites, follow them on social media, analyze their content. If they've got courses and programs, is there any evidence of their funnels? Do they have ads running? Lots of people have stuff for sale on their website, but that doesn't necessarily mean that they're actually making any money from it. This research will really help you differentiate yourself and also help you find unique opportunities in the market. Okay, moving on to key milestone number 4. This is designing your offer and your marketing strategy. By now, you'll have a pretty good idea of who you are, what you do, who you serve, and what they want. So the next step is designing your offer. You need to be able to take people from where they are now with their problem or their pain to where they want to be, or their desire or their goals. So point A to point B. And your offer is the framework that takes them there. From point A, pain, problem, to point B, desire, goals achieved. This framework is usually a series of steps. The things you know they need to understand or change or adapt into their everyday lives. And it should be fairly easy to understand. And of course, it needs to deliver tangible results, the things that they want to achieve. So once you have your offer mapped out, it's then time to plan your marketing strategy. So you might have noticed that we're in step number 4 of 5 before I've even mentioned marketing, and there is a reason for this. Most people start their businesses by creating a website or starting a social media channel. But you can see that you don't actually know what to put on your website or post on your social media until you've done all of those steps before. And what actually happens is you end up talking about yourself and your wonderful qualifications and your expertise, and no one pays any attention. And that's because marketing is about them and not about you. So, marketing, we need to start with a strategy for visibility so that your business gets found by new people. So some examples might be SEO, social media, guest speaking, networking, or PR. But I want you to focus on just one channel initially and master it. And then, of course, when it's working well for you and perhaps you're making money, you can employ a team member and expand into a second one. For lead generation, email marketing is incredibly effective, and it's actually my favorite way of attracting and nurturing leads or potential clients with your valuable regular newsletters. I also strongly recommend having a content strategy as part of your marketing mix, whether that be a weekly blog or your video show or a podcast, because this acts as visibility and lead generation if you embed opt-in forms. And it's also fabulous nurture content as well. And it means that you'll always have something really valuable and interesting to share with your email subscribers. And then finally, we're moving on to key milestone number 5. This is your sales strategy and your forward plan. So this is all about presenting your offer to the audience that you've grown through your visibility efforts and the leads that you've collected and nurtured on your email list. Now, how you present your offer matters. If you have a lovely, warm, nurtured audience who engage with you often, who email you back and leave you comments on your social posts, and your offer is less than £50, you might find that an email and social media campaign is enough. But if your offer is more expensive, which for most of us it will be, you might need something higher touch. So often people just need to hear your voice and see your face to get a feel for what it's like to actually work with you. So a masterclass or a 3-day bootcamp or challenge can be good for this, or for very high ticket services, you might need a discovery call. But whatever you choose to sell your offer and how to do it, I want you to map out when you plan to sell for at least 6, maybe 12 months ahead. Because businesses that are successful have a plan. They know what they're going to be selling 3, 6, 12 months from now. So make sure that's you as well. And of course, when you know what you're selling, you'll know what your marketing needs to look like. You'll know which topics your audience needs to see so that it all fits together like a well-oiled machine. Okay, so there you have it, the roadmap for growing a successful healthcare business. I give you 5 key milestones: defining your vision and setting the foundation, building your brand and honing your niche, market research and competitor analysis, designing your offer and marketing strategy, and then your sales strategy and forward plan. Now, it is fair to say that there are more key decisions and more smaller steps along the way, which is why I created the freebie called the Master Plan, because this level of detail is exactly what you get. It's a 22-step roadmap with absolutely every step that you need to take. Designed that so you'll know exactly what you need to focus on and when, so that you can build the business that you've always dreamed of. And if you've been in business a while, but it's not growing in the way that you want it to, I want you to take a look at this and see what crucial steps you might have missed along the way that are actually holding you back and hindering your progress. And you'll also get some insight into some of the advanced strategies for when you're scaling your business to its next level. The link is saraharmondbushell.com/master-plan, and it's also linked below for you in the show notes. So that's all I've got for you today, but join me next time when I will be explaining how to hit your 6-figure or 100K a year without having to work all the time. Sounds exciting, doesn't it? Bye for now.